All right, welcome to the after show. No Mooger and no Jerry. They are on assignment, but we brought in the great Joseph Staub, the 23-year-old who knows more about music than I do.
25, 25.
25? Oh, man. Well, I was giving you a more bigger compliment. 25. Nah, that's cool. That's okay. But man, I just want to know, how did you get into all this music?
My parents.
Parents?
Yep, my parents, they were big into all this stuff. I mean, that's pretty much where it came from. I mean, all these bands, my dad had a lot of records. My mom was always listening whenever my mom would drive my sister and I around doing stuff during the day. My dad worked during the day, my mom worked in the evening, so they'd always one of them would always be home with us. And so whenever we were driving around, we'd have the cassette player in my mom's car. I mean, just some of the albums we would listen to, the old Journey greatest hits, the red cover, Kansas best of Kansas, Scorpions love at first sting, Styx pieces of eight, um, Kiss Destroyer, a lot of these that we were listening to on cassette when I was younger, and then my dad. We would listen to a lot of the similar stuff when my mom was at work in the evening. We were home with my dad. We'd be listening to the same kind of stuff. So like constantly surrounded by it growing up, and that's how I got into all these bands. So many of them were bands that I knew from a very young age.
You know what's funny about that is I never had any siblings. I had a mom. Grandpa was not into rock and roll. Lived with both of them. So my mom, I heard like Aerosmith big 10-inch record. Like, nah, I didn't think anything about it. But it was MTV that gave me my musical influences back then. It's like MTV radio. Well, the Beatles. I like the Beatles. I like Sgt. Pepper's. I asked my mom to get me Foreigner Double Vision. The thing is, I influenced my mom.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else I talked to, their parents influenced them. I got my mom into Dokken. I got my mom into the Eagles. I got my mom into this.
Oh,
I got
that's another one. The Eagles, the first greatest hits album. We,
yeah,
we were we were talking about on BS a couple weeks ago. We were doing the track by track with it.
yeah,
That's another one that was on like the short list of things that we would be listening to all the time as a kid. Was that
yeah.
we had it on two different formats so we could listen to it in both cars. We had it on
Yeah.
cassette and on CD so that we
Dang.
could listen to it in both cars.
But I'm saying I got my mom and all this shit, and I was the one who inspired her to go back to shows,
Mm-hmm.
because she took me to REO Speedwagon, she took me to Yes, she took me to all these concerts, and then I started going by myself, and it's like fucking Rush. I had my first date at the Hold Your Fire tour, blind date. She was kind of had tunnel vision, so I could see why I wasn't sexy. But no, but I heard later that she was mad at me because we went to the Sting concert too. And I was so nervous I never asked her out again. But I heard that she was depressed because she liked me and I never like talked to her again. I thought she didn't like me, so I was weird. But I'm just saying, I'm one of those few people because all our peers, it's the parents or something that gets them into music. It's like I was the opposite. I got my mom into Survivor. I got my mom into the Hooters. I got my mom into RS Speedwagon. I got my mom into the Eagles, stuff like that. It's like, but one thing I could tell you, she hated the Smiths and the Cure.
Not a big fan myself.
The first, I think I get my thing with vocals from her because her thing with those guys, they were monotone.
Mm,
They had no inflections. And I don't like monotone, but some reason I love the Sticks. I love
yeah.
fucking No Smiths and the Cure.
Mm.
I love Morrissey. I love his voice. I love Robert Smith's voice. I love the music. I love the guitar playing of Johnny Marr and whoever was at the Cure, the guitar player, because they always changed a little bit here or there. But man, that's really cool. And I get jealous of you guys getting this stuff from your parents and people getting it from their friends. I did get into Pink Floyd and stuff from my next door neighbor who was a little bit older than me, but that was about it. I influences at school, no, I didn't have any friends at school. So it wasn't none of them. It was basically me watching MTV or the show with Richard Blade here, who was a DJ on K Rock out here called Video Hits One on a local channel, or Friday night videos before I got MTV. I was watching that stuff. And and by then I had MTV and I just remember the debacle of the Billy Squire Rock Me Tonight world premiere on Friday night videos. I didn't understand it back then because I liked the song. I
It's a
didn't
great
care.
song.
I didn't care he's wearing pink and doing flash dance or whatever, you know. But what you're a younger guy. You heard about that story. What would you
Uh-huh.
have thought if you were back then?
I would have looked at it and said, "What the hell is this man doing?" Like, it's a great song. The music video does not fit the song remotely, and it was kind of like, dude, what is he doing? He's dancing around like humping his pillow. Like, what is this man doing? It's like it's a pretty like it's not his one of his heavier songs. I mean, it's not like Lonely as the Night or like In the Dark, but it's still a rock song. Like, what is this music video? And that kind of started really the era of where music videos just got really stupid. Like, really stupid there for a while. I mean, you look at some of the stuff that Blue Oyster Cult was doing for the Club Ninja album, and
Ian
even
Wally
like,
hates that album, by the way.
oh, it's an awful album. It sucks. There's only probably 3 or 4 Blue Oyster Cult albums that I legitimately
Is Dancing
dislike,
in
and
the
that's one
Ruins
of
on that album?
yes, it is.
I like that song.
Yeah, the music video for that song is atrocious.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
So that was like that whole era of like '85 was when music videos really started like tanking, and it was just like, I mean, that's like turbo era. It's
I
just
was about to
what
say
was
that.
going on with like music videos in the late '80s. It was just ugh. But
Yeah.
no, yeah, so many of these bands, I was like, a lot of the bands that I have now seen live lots of times was bands that I was really influenced by growing up. I mean, Styx was a band that I listened to all the time growing up. Journey and Kansas and all these like a lot, especially like '70s like corporate rock was a lot of what we listened to, and then Scorpions and Rat and Dokken. These were the kind of, I mean, if you look, I have an entire playlist on my phone of just artists that my dad and his best friend still to this day listen to all the time when they hang out. And it was like ACDC and Def Leppard and Dokken, Great White, Journey, Kiss. That's where my love for Kicks came from. My parents, um, Led Zeppelin and Ozzy and Quiet Riot and Rat, and then Scorpions are a really big one. Um, and then of course Van Halen was another really big one. Uh, that is what I'll blame for liking some of the songs on 5150 is because my dad had that CD when I was growing up. That's the only reason that I will say I do like some Sammy Hagar Van Halen songs is that I kind of I was indoctrinated by it, I'll say.
Did your parents get you into Kiss?
Yeah.
Oh, they
Oh
did.
yeah. My parents saw Kiss in concert when I was like 3 and 4 on the tour with Aerosmith when Peter Criss was still with them in like '03, and then that Rock the
Oh,
Nation tour in '04 with Poison. They saw them both years back to back. So I was like what 4 and 5 years old when that happened. So I wasn't with them, but my dad took me to see my first concert when I was 11, and it was the Sonic Boom tour.
you fucking
Um,
asshole. You went at
uh,
11. I went at 15.
yeah, well, to be fair, that was my first concert was at 11, and I went to the only other concert that I went to after that until I was in college was I went to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra in 2012.
Oh,
Um yeah, so I saw Kiss and I saw TSO, and then I didn't see anything until I was sophomore in college.
but when I did start going to concerts, my mom, when she took me to REO Speedwagon, she got me tickets for a lot of other concerts and took
Mm-hmm.
me to those concerts, except that Heart concert because I stole
Mm-hmm.
batteries and I got arrested.
Ooh.
She took those tickets away from me.
Mm.
I didn't get to see Honeymoon Suite live, and that band is having a new album out, which I
Mm-hmm.
pre-ordered. Honeymoon Suite is still a good band. You know, my Loverboy is still a good band. Mike Renos could still hit some of those notes.
The like I think I said this on the show before. I saw Loverboy last year when they or 2 years ago when they opened up for Styx and REO Speedwagon. They sounded great. The only thing I noticed was when he did the high note during "Turn Me Loose," they piped it in.
No, but that was it, right?
That was it.
Basically.
That was it. That
Yeah.
was the only thing they. I was kind of mad. My favorite Loverboy song is "When It's Over," and they didn't play that.
Oh, I love When It's Over, dude.
It's my favorite
They,
Loverboy song, and they didn't play
dude,
that one.
Paul Dean is an incredible
Mhm.
guitar player
Oh yeah.
nobody talks about, man. I love me some Canadian bands. We got a guy, Scott Norris, on our
Oh,
Freeform
I
Rock.
know Scott.
Scott's a cool dude. He got fucking kind of screwed, because that person was fake. So it didn't matter anyways. So I love you, Scott. I hope you're watching, man. But he always every time I post a Canadian bands, he goes, "Those goofy Canadians." He's like, he's Canadian. So and I said, I guess you looked in the mirror when he said that. But fucking Canadian bands, man. Besides Rush, you got Triumph, you got Neil
Hmm.
Young, you got
Hmm.
Helix, you got
Hmm.
Loverboy, you got Brian
Hmm.
Adams.
Yeah.
There's a lot of freaking great bands, but there's a lot of really crappy bands like Bare Naked Ladies.
Oh, they're Canadian. Oof.
Yeah, they're Canadian. The only thing I like by them is the fucking Big Bang Theory theme song.
Oh, that they did that too. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh.
the whole universe, Dark Dip
Hmm.
State. That was them doing Big Bang Theory. I love that fucking show. Kelly Coco. Ooh.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, no.
Bernadette's pretty hot too.
Yeah, no,
So,
they're that's a good show. My dad watches that show all the time.
dude,
Um, I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to go. Yeah, I'm lucky that I have been able to go to a lot of concerts with my parents. Like I said, my dad took me to see my first show, which was Kiss on the Sonic Boom tour. Uh, ugh, that's all I'll say about that. But then my mom and my aunt took my sister and I to go see Trans-Siberian Orchestra in 2012. And then from when I started really going to a lot of concerts, it was mainly with a lot of my college friends. But like when I went and saw Def Leppard and Journey, that was my dad that went along with my whole family went actually, but my dad and I were in the
I got the
sixth
shirt
row
from one of those tours.
from 2018 was when
Yeah,
I
I
saw him.
got the shirt. Yeah,
Yeah, my dad and I were in the sixth row for Def Leppard and Journey,
nice.
and
They were good, weren't they?
that was good. That was a good
Both
tour.
the bands were
Mhm.
great, right?
Yes, and I have like a little fun fact about that show. The show in Hershey that I saw was the first one that Steve Brown filled in for um, Phil
Phil
Collins
Collin.
when his wife had the baby, and it was so I got to see the first Def Leppard show since 1983 to not have Phil Collins.
Damn. I,
So
I I saw them on that 2018 tour, and I saw
mhm.
Def Leppard on the Hysteria tour, which is one of the my best concert memories of all time.
I'll tell you what, I wish I could have seen this as much as the one thing I like about it, the Hysteria tour, is they really didn't play that much from Hysteria.
They
It was
they
mainly
they played some.
they did, but it was like they played the good songs. They mainly
They
it was
played
like
Gods of War. Yeah.
they played all that's my favorite song off that album. Um they played almost all of Pyromania on that tour, which is
Yeah.
amazing. So
I have that.
the In the Round in Your Face is a great DVD. I
Oh,
love that
I
DVD.
had that on VHS, dude. Had that on VHS. I gotta get that. I gotta
It's
get
I don't
that.
know if you can get this anymore.
Oh,
But
I think
it's the Historia, so it's all the music videos
yeah.
and then In the Round in Your Face.
Yeah, Historia. We were just talking about on the podcast how they had bonus tracks. On
Mhm.
Historia, they had a bonus video with Love Bites. Remember that?
Yeah. Yep.
It was like, I love Love Bites, and people fucking get
I
on
hate
me
that
for
song. I hate that song so much.
I love that song,
It's
dude.
that's honestly that's probably the only song on side one that I really hate.
I just like the
Um
way Joe sounds. Love bites, love
I just
bleeds.
hate
He
that
has so much
song.
emotion in that song, though, man.
But yeah,
I
but
love
like
Hysteria too.
so many concerts that my mom's gone to a lot of concerts with me. We went and saw Styx, Joan Jett, and Tesla together.
Oh, I
Um,
haven't seen Tesla since that Hysteria tour, dude.
wow, really?
Mechanical Resonance. I have.
I've seen them twice.
They're playing in Vegas. I keep trying to talk to
Mm.
my wife. Let's go to Vegas and see Tesla. I
I've seen
want to.
them.
They don't come to
I
California anymore, and they're from here.
I saw them do the opening for the Styx and Joan Jett tour, so they only played like 7 songs, and then they headlined one of the nights of M3 a couple years ago. So I've seen them twice, but my mom and I go to M3 every year, so my mom's seen
I'm
all
so
the like
jealous. You're
80s
in a good
bands.
shit. I got to go to Coachella, and Coachella
Yeah,
sucks.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Um,
Coachella used to be a good
but
festival for.
I've seen a ton of really great bands at M3. That's where I saw Blue Oyster Cult at was at M3. I've seen this will be my third time seeing Queensryche at M3. Night Ranger will be my fourth time seeing them at M3. But my mom goes to that with me every year, which is funny because I've seen Kicks 10 times, and 9 of them were with my mom.
That's
So
awesome.
she's really into all that stuff as well. She listens to Hair Nation all the time. So I'm lucky that I got to see a
How
lot of
old
these
are your
shows with my
parents?
parents. My dad just turned 60 a couple weeks ago,
Oh, okay. So he's 7 years older than me.
and then my mom is a couple years younger than him.
Oh,
So
wow.
like I think 2 years younger than him.
Dude, they're like cool. You got
Hmm.
some cool parents,
Yeah,
you
so my
know.
parents were really like growing up in like that kind of stuff. My dad, like all the albums I mentioned. So my dad had Grand Illusion and Paradise Theater on vinyl, all the old Van Halen
I
albums,
had to get all that shit
Kiss.
myself, dude.
Yeah, yeah. So I
My
grew up on
mom
all that
did not
stuff.
have a record collection, a CD collection. She
Hmm.
used to steal mine. She took my Eagles on the Border and fucking fucked it up, the CD.
Hmm.
And then she bought me the double greatest hits, which I still have because it's
Hmm.
the last thing she bought me before she passed. And I
Hmm.
have that double greatest hits CD by the Eagles, which
Hmm.
reminds me of her because she bought me that to make
Which
up for
one? The
fucking up.
this one, this one.
Yes, that's
This
the
is a
one I
good
have.
one. I like this one.
That's
This
a
one,
good
like
one.
almost the entirety of On the Border is on this. Like
I
that's
that's
the
why
album that
she that's
that's
why
the
I
album
said
that they took the most from.
that's my favorite Eagles album, On the Border,
Love
by the
that.
way.
Love that album.
Yeah, it's fucking great fucking album. But that's why I said, Mom, you can make up for it by buying me this, the Greedy Double Greatest Hits. She,
I found a copy that had the bonus DVD in it.
oh, I don't have the bonus DVD. How that?
It's just the music video for Hole in the World.
Oh, I might have that then. I like that song, Hole in the World.
I like that song too. But yeah, no, Eagles are such a great band, and that's like again, that's one of the ones that my parents really got me into. My dad and mom both together. Mainly, they didn't have my dad didn't have a lot of vinyl. He had like 7 or 8 albums, but most of his was like a CD and cassette. He had a lot of cassettes. I mean, all the that's how I got into like my dad was into like Uli John Roth
No,
Scorpions, like this kind
that
of stuff.
rules though. But my
Like
mom wasn't into nothing.
we had that the best of Scorpions album. We had that. We had all this like Love Drive through Crazy World, all that stuff. Um, it just all those classic albums. Like I grew up on that stuff, and that's I my music taste. I always make the joke. My music taste stopped in 1990 until I got to college. Um, but my grandma got me into. My grandma has some Elvis records that I've borrowed over the years. My grandma loves Elvis. Um, but my music until I got into college and met my best friends, my music taste kind of stopped in 1990 because that's when my parents' music taste kind of stopped. So I didn't really growing up, I wasn't really aware of like what was coming out. So like we just talked about Green Day. I wasn't really other than like hearing a song or two on the radio. I wasn't overly aware of Green Day until I kind of got into like high school. Um, but all these like other bands that now I'm a huge fan of all these bands that came out post 1990 I've become a huge fan of because of my best friends from college. So it was kind of like my parents really informed my love for classic rock and some of that like early hard rock stuff. The metal stuff was all me. That was my parents really aren't into like a lot of the heavy metal stuff. But a lot of that really came from getting more into music myself in late high school, early college years. But I'm definitely blessed to have grown up with a in a household that is very into music.
Yeah, my music taste. My mom, she didn't have any record collections. She didn't have no CD collections. She didn't have no cassette or 8-track collections. It was me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the one who had to figure out my own musical path. I didn't have friends. I didn't have brothers. I didn't have sisters. And I was the one who influenced my mom on music, who took me to shit. She didn't know who the fuck Artist Speedwagon is. I said, Mom, I want to go see Artist Speedwagon. Survivor's opening for them on a Vital Signs tour. And I go, I want to see that shit.
Nice.
You know, that was an amazing show. I still remember Vital Signs. Hysteria, my next door neighbor, I got him into Def Leppard. He got me into Night Ranger. He got me into Pink Floyd, but I got him in Def Leppard. He took me to the LA Sports Arena and I saw Def Leppard Tesla with Def Leppard or opening on a stage. Or I think I'm not trying to be like egotistical, but I think I influenced more people than people have influenced me on music in the way I went. So that's just me because my mom wasn't in it. I had a grandpa who was a pastor. He didn't like rock, but he did like Striper. I played
Mm-hmm.
Striper. He tried to make me a pastor after I played him the Striper album. And I go, no, Grandpa, I'm not a public speaker. I could do it on video because there's no crowd in front of me. you know, because I remember my mom's funeral. I told my grandpa, please don't get me up there to speak about my mom. He called me up and I said, my mom loved you all. I ran off the stage. So like I'm not a public speaker. I could never be a pastor. I could talk to you one on one about stuff. That's fine. But in front of a crowd, I'm like, video,
See,
it's cool. Yeah, see ya.
see, my parents, a lot of their CD collection came from a source that you know very well, Mark, and that is the classic late '90s BMG Music Club.
Well, actually, dude, it was the 80s for
Well, yeah,
me.
that was Columbia House started
Oh,
all that
BMG
stuff.
was there too.
Was it? Okay.
Oh,
See, for
I
me, it
did
was
both.
like, see, I remember when I was alive for ordering stuff from Columbia House. Like, I remember some of the stuff we ordered from Columbia House.
But
So,
you couldn't
like,
get Pink Floyd. You had to pay real prices for Pink Floyd
oh,
albums.
really? No, but
Yeah.
I specifically remember when I was alive and my parents were ordering stuff from BMG. Like, I remember all that.
Oh, dude, it was like you order all these albums from what they have to choose. And then you go, well, I'm gonna pick this album because there's nothing else I like. I'm just gonna try this album like fucking she drives me crazy.
Oh, not the fine young
Yeah, that
cannibals.
was a horrible pick. I listened to that and go,
Oh,
fuck
see,
this
I like
shit.
I like that song, but I've never listened to anything else
Oh
by
no,
them.
they're horrible. Or I got like Miami Sound Machine, you
Were,
know.
were, were you doing the conga, Mark?
Yeah, that was the album. I got that on vinyl because I'm going, well, I like all these albums. There's nothing really left to choose from for 12 albums. So I picked this. But one of the best ones I picked was Steely Dan's Decade.
Nice.
And I list a BMG and I listened to that. This man fucking rules. So I fucking went and got like all their fucking albums because I go, this band is freaking amazing. I think that's only the only band that I listen to from a pick of C. Yeah,
Just
a
pick these
pick
all
that
up.
I had to just pick just to pick just so I could get the 12 albums.
Yep.
Steely Dan was the only one that worked.
Got most of the classic era here.
Oh, REM. Fucking Green is a good album, man.
Now I'm excited to dig into all that stuff
Orange
from
Crush.
REM. Yeah.
Automatic for the People is great. People Get On, Everybody Hurts. I love that fucking song.
I'm not a big fan of that. I love Man on the Moon though.
Man on the Moon, but you got other songs on that album, dude. You got fucking what Snack, Crack,
Um,
Shack, Lack.
what's the one?
Tie
I know
another
somebody
one to the
somebody said
rack, baby.
what was the number on somebody here
Dun,
that
dun,
everyone
dun,
Night
dun.
Swimming people really liked on this one.
Oh, Night Swimming's weak compared to that
Um,
song.
that's the one everyone like kind of mentions is Night Swimming.
No.
That's the one a lot of people mention when I posted it on Facebook
Okay,
yesterday.
I got it. I got it. If I can tell you what it is, man. REM. Because that was a song that fucking I was like, fuck. I think it was the first video too.
Which one?
I'm gonna get it right now. I don't know why I can't
Was it
remember.
Drive?
Drive. That song, fucking, it's like old REM bringing you into the new era with Night Swimming, Man on the Moon. So I love Everybody Hurts. That is a great album. I even like the album with fucking Losing My Religion on Out of Time. People hate Shiny Happy People, but I love fucking B-52s.
I'm
Kate
not a fan
Pierce.
of that song, but I like
Oh,
her.
I love
I like her
B-52s.
voice on it, but I hate that song.
Oh, I like the song because, and I like on Green, Stand in the Place where you
I love
stand.
Stand. Yeah.
Remember that show with Chris Elliott? They had with that was the theme song from the show. They used the original song. It was him and Bill Murray's brother, Brian Doyle Murray, played his dad in that show.
No clue.
Oh God. God dang it. Now you're gonna make me Google it because I know what it is, but I don't know what it is. So it's fucking Chris Elliott. Here we go.
Get a Life.
Get a life. There you go. If you ever want to watch a cool show, that show fucking rules. Check it out. Get a Life is a really good show. REM song "Stand in the Place Where You Live" was a theme song for that show, and it. Chris Elliott is so underrated as a fucking comedian. Fucking
Never heard of
watch.
him.
You never saw Something About Mary?
No,
He played Dookie.
I've never seen that
You
movie.
never saw the Fucking
Late 90s, early 2000s movies are not my thing.
what's the movie with the fucking ship where they go down and see aliens with the guy Michael Bean from fucking Terminator?
What, The Abyss?
The Abyss.
Was he in that?
Chris Elliott is in there calling the one chick a raging bitch.
Okay, then.
Yeah, and he's also in something about Mary. You don't like something? You don't like Farley Brothers movies?
No.
You don't like Ben Stiller?
No, God, no.
Oh, well, then you wouldn't like that movie. I
Like
just
that is like my least favorite era of comedies is like
Dumb and
that.
Dumber.
I said late 90s.
But what about the Farley Brothers movies? It's a Farley
Oh,
Brothers movie.
is it? Okay. I'm not a huge fan of it.
Did
Like
you?
that whole like that crop of when like all those people that were on SNL started making movies, I hated it.
The Farley Brothers weren't on
I
SNL.
didn't say I said that era, Mark.
Okay, but
But I
I'm
don't
talking
like
about
any
like
of the movies
something
you're
about
talking about.
Mary, Me,
No,
Myself, and Irene,
no,
Kingpin,
nope,
Dumb and Dumber.
nope. I just don't like that. That is my least favorite. I think that was when comedy movies started to get stupid.
No, that was
Yeah.
like airplane shit.
No, Airplane's amazing. Like
No, so
that's
is the Farley Brothers. They took
no
Airplane to a new level.
of stupidity. Yes.
No,
Yes.
have you watched Me, Myself, and Irene?
Yes.
You don't like it?
No.
Ah, man.
I hate that kind of humor. I really do.
Kingpin.
I just I do not like that kind of humor. I think it's stupid. I think
You
it's
don't
that's
like
when
Dodgeball then.
I think that was when like lowbrow humor started taking
You
over.
don't like
I just
Dodgeball then.
no.
Oh man.
I just really hate that that entire era of comedies. I don't know if I can name a single one that I like.
Dude, I love all those fucking movies.
All the Adam Sandler movies that started coming out were so
Oh, Billy
awful.
Madison?
All of them.
Really?
Yes.
The
Mark,
only one I don't like by Adam Sandler is the fucking Jack and Diane or whatever that fucking Jack and Jill.
I
That
don't
movie
know.
sucked.
No, but like I'm just not a fan of that
You
entire
don't like
era of
Happy
comedy.
Gilmore?
No.
Oh God, dude. Click. You don't like
Mark,
Click?
if you just keep naming movies, I'm not just gonna magically like one.
Hey, I'm just asking.
No, I do not enjoy it. I mean, my
So
that is
you're an
not
Adam
my.
Sandler hater. So I'm going to put this in the notes. Adam
I'm not an
Sandler.
Adam Sandler hater. I just don't
What do
like the
you like by
movies.
Adam Sandler?
I can't think of anything I like, but I'm not going around saying, "Oh my God, Adam Sandler's the
Waterboy?
worst." No,
Do you
Mark,
like
I just don't like that era of movies. I really don't.
Do you like Rob Schneider?
No,
Do you like Wayne's World?
no.
You don't like Wayne's World too?
If I didn't like Wayne's World, why would I like Wayne's World too?
I don't know, man. I'm sad because you like a lot of great music, but you don't like good movies there. You don't.
Excuse me.
I'm just saying, in my opinion,
I think good movies kind of ended in 1990.
dude, you don't like the
Ex-
Brady Bunch movie?
no,
God damn, dude.
there was a lot of great movies in the 90s, but comedies were not one of them.
You didn't like This is Spinal Tap?
That's the 80s.
Whatever.
That was like early 80s,
But
Mark.
that's like Airplane. You like Airplane?
I love Airplane.
Okay. Do you like scary movies with the Wayans brothers?
No.
God damn, dude. Those movies rule with the Wayans brothers. To me.
See, you're
To
saying
me.
you're saying movies that came out in like the late 90s and early 2000s, then going back to Airplane and Spinal
Because
Tap,
they're
which came
just
out.
like
They're
those. It's
not.
in the same genre.
They're not. It's a
Naked
very
Gun. It's
that's
all
hilarious.
dude.
That's a
Police
but
Squad.
yeah, Police Squad. They're all great movies.
Dude,
Well,
those
Police Squad was
movies
a TV
took it
series.
and made it different.
They made it stupider,
They were like
Mark.
Led Zeppelin taking the blues and making it.
No, 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 no,
Oh,
no,
come,
no,
Dumb
no,
and
no, no,
Dumber
no.
is a fucking all-time classic, man.
To you,
To me,
I,
yes.
I think there's a lot of comedy that I enjoy a lot more than
You
that.
like Ghostbusters?
Not really, no.
Oh, then that makes sense now. You like Stripes?
Yeah, I do. I like a lot of the old Bill Murray
You like the
movies.
Aunt Jemima treatment?
I don't know that one.
That's from Stripes.
Is it? Is it? I
Where
haven't seen that.
where he puts her on the
Oh
fuck
yeah, yeah,
and he
yeah,
gives her the Aunt
yep,
Jemima treatment.
yeah.
I love Bill Murray. I love everything that he did until he got into drama. Yeah.
Blues Brothers is one of my favorite movies of all time. Blues Brothers, Smokey and the Bandit, great, that kind of stuff. That's like
Well, that's some good stuff. The Cannonball
that's
Run. You like Cannonball
yeah,
Run?
Cannonball Run, great. That's the kind of comedy I like. I like comedy where it's like incidental, where it's not like specifically like trying like repeatedly just trying to tell bad jokes, because that's all those movies in the 90s and 2000s are, was just like repeatedly trying to tell
You
bad
didn't like
jokes.
Not Another Teen Movie?
No,
Did you like American Pies?
no, oh, I hate those movies.
Oh, I like them all, but it's cool. You don't
See,
have to
Mark,
like.
if you looked at my movie and TV collection, most of it stops in like
You like Remington Still?
what?
Remington Still?
I can't understand what you said. What did you just say?
I said Remington Still. It's all kind of hard
Oh,
to read.
Remington Steele.
Yeah, Remington Still.
The movie or the TV show?
TV. There was no movie. It was always a TV
The
show.
Pierce Brosnan? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
great shit.
See,
Do
I
you like
love that.
moonlight? Do you like Moonlighting?
It's been a while since I've seen it, but yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
It's on Hulu now. You could watch
Is
it
it
on
okay?
Hulu. Yeah,
See, I
they just
love like that was like I mean, this entire side of my DVD collection here is like all TV shows and stuff. So I mean, you can see a lot of
yeah,
the
the
stuff I
Fall
like.
Guy.
No, I don't have that on DVD. No,
Oh, the Fall Guy.
but
You have Night
I
Court.
mean, look up you got Family Guy, South Park, the old Batman show, The Sopranos, Rockford Files, Hill Street Blues, Golden Girls, Andy Griffith, The Twilight Zone, The Office, Columbo, Miami Vice, like that kind of stuff. And then of course get down here. I've like oh yeah, see, I've never been a fan of like sketch comedy shows. I really haven't. Like I like I love the Fire Marshal Bill stuff on there, but like just sitting down and watching sketch comedy.
You got the same one because they put on. I had the original ones that they
Mm-hmm.
released from
Oh,
Sony,
the
which
awful. They're awful. They
they're
changed
awful.
the music. They cut stuff.
They cut because they used the syndicated versions of that
Mm-hmm.
shit. And I thought,
I've had this for a few years since it came out.
yeah, I did too because that one guy Taylor told me, "Hey, get this. This is a better version." Yeah, 24. You like 24?
No, I've never seen. I'm not a like that. I like. I mean, clearly, in the heat of the night and Hill Street Blues, and I like a lot of
You like
that
ER?
kind of stuff. No,
I like
see,
ER.
TV. I wasn't a big fan of like a lot of like TV that got into like the 2000s and stuff like that. There's very few shows I like. I like House. I have House. I like The
Scrubs.
Office. No,
You don't like Scrubs?
no.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. That's one of my favorite shows of all time. Scrubs, Married with Children,
Mm,
X Files. I have all the X
yeah.
Files. I have most of all the 24. I have all the Seinfeld. 24, dude.
Seinfeld's great.
24 was the first series, which I didn't watch on Fox when it came out. I bought season one
Mm-hmm.
because I love Kiefer Sutherland. He's one of my favorite actors. So I bought that. I could not stop watching it because every episode leaves off on a fucking cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking stayed up to 8 o'clock in the morning. I had to work at 10:30 in the fucking morning. I went to work because I fucking before what was that? What's that called now? Fucking when you watch something
Binge
over and over.
watching.
Binge watch. This was my first binge watching fucking series. Check out 24. If you like Kiefer Sutherland, this is a great fucking series until he's not in it. It's fucking great. One of my favorite series of all time. That Stargate SG-1, Star Trek, Star Trek The Next Generation, Star Trek Enterprise. I didn't like Deep Space Nine as much, but I collect series. I have the Three's Company. I have also this Tales from the Crypt, which has one of the best Christopher the Superman dude,
Christopher Reeve.
Christopher Reeve, where he did an episode where he had a diner where he was serving human uh hamburgers, which is fucking pretty cool, man. And also the Dukes of Hazzard. I love fucking. Oh, here's what I was talking about on the podcast. Saturday Night Live, the complete first season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know the box sets that they put
Yeah,
out.
I have. This is the only one I have. This is one of the best ones.
I like the one in. I'm trying to remember which season it was. I do like some of the 70s SNL stuff. Um, when Frank Zappa hosted and it was like Killer Christmas Trees or something like that.
Or when the fucking the Hulk was farting in the bathroom. I said, don't go in there. Yes,
Speaking of, the 70s Incredible Hulk series, great series.
oh, dude, that rules. Don't you won't like me when I'm angry, man.
Hmm.
We're getting off of like music shit here, but fucking
We
it.
are, you know what? Oh well. I have these giant DVD shelves behind me every time I'm on. Might as well talk about them.
But it's like the thing is, us music fans love movies too.
They do. They do.
So it goes in conjunction with this. It's like shit. I hope you try to watch 24.
Yeah.
At least watch the first season because it's a it's a wild fucking ride. All of them up Keith Sutherland that he did was a wild fucking ride because each episode is an hour in a day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he has 24 hours each episode. There's 24 episodes, man. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
end to the 24th episode, and it's one fucking like episode,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
basically in 24-hour long episodes.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking the great concept. I fucking love Keither. I love Seinfeld. If you guys haven't watched, Curb Your Enthusiasm is ending this year on HBO. I think they're
Mm-hmm.
on their second episode for the last season. If you like George, check out Curb Your Enthusiasm, man, because Larry David is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else to say, Joseph? Any recommendations for people on here, man?
Yeah, no, I mean, all these TV series that we've talked about, I mean, as you can see, I do quite enjoy film. I've been on about probably what 600 episodes of Brian Davis's show at this point.
You
Uh,
have?
yeah,
Fucker.
I've been on like 50 or 60
I
episodes.
haven't heard, dude. I only hear fucking Metal Mike and Bill Rosenberry.
Yeah, I'm on a ton of them.
Ah, fuck. He Brian don't like me.
Yeah, like once, usually like probably like twice a year, he'll message me and we'll like bust out like 4 or 5 episodes all at once.
I told him if he does Star Trek, if he doesn't get me on there, I'm gonna be fucking pissed at him.
I think he already did.
I know, but I'm still pissed at him.
No, I've been on a ton because whenever he does Marx Brothers movies, I'm always on there. Universal horror movies, I'm always on there. If you can gather, I like very, very old things.
God,
Most I'm trying to think, well, just a lot of just various horror movies he has me on for. Just basically anything that came out if it came out before 1950, I'm probably on it. Um
well, if he
Westerns,
ever
a
does
lot of westerns.
Excalibur, I want to be on that one.
I'm on a lot of western episodes with him. He and Greg Barnes and I did a top 11 John Wayne movies years ago. See, you can have that one, Mark, because I am not a Star Trek fan, so you can have that one. You can have that one.
How about Stargate SG-1?
Never seen it.
Oh, dude. Have you ever seen a movie of Kurt Russell and James Spader?
No.
Check it out.
I
That's
have a
what
very
makes
interesting relationship with sci-fi. I have a very
Star
interesting. I'm very
Stargate
specific on what sci-fi I like.
Stargate makes Kingdom of the Crystal Skull look legitimate
Hmm.
because they are talking about aliens built the pyramids to be their ships in Stargate. So watch. You like Kurt Russell, right?
Mm-hmm.
You like James Spader?
Yeah.
Then watch Stargate. And then check out the series. Do you like the guy who played MacGyver?
I haven't really seen him in anything except MacGyver.
Okay, but Richard Dean Anderson is playing the Kurt Russell character in the series. So that's pretty cool. So check it out. It's a great fucking movie, dude. Check out Stargate, dude. One of the best sci-fi movies of all time in my mind. I have all the Stargate series here, man. Have you ever seen The Dead Zone with Anthony Michael Hall?
Yeah. Yep.
Great shit there too, man. But give us some recommendations, man.
Yeah. Let me look around here real quick. I mean, most things I would say probably people already know about. I mean, I'm a huge fan of MASH, as you can see right behind me here. Um, Most shows that I would recommend people would already know about. But let me look here, see if there's anything specific jumping out at me. Oh, here's a good one. Um, the Sherlock series that the BBC did
That's
probably
good.
5 or 10 years ago with Benedict Cumberbatch. Really good series. They have a box set with all the Blu-rays on it. Really good. Let's see here. Anything else? Hmm. Nah. Watch movies, listen to music, buy things,
Watch movies,
physical
listen,
media.
physical media. Check out the Dead Zone. Check out Scrubs. Check out Stargate SG-1. If you like sci-fi, Stargate, the newer Battlestar Galactica is freaking awesome too. The re-envisioning of that, pretty cool. Even the original Battlestar Galactica is pretty cool, man. Check out Chips, BJ and the Bear,
Mm-hmm.
Golden Girls.
Yep.
There's lots of good shit out. Even Punky Brewster was cool when I was a kid. You know, yeah, Punky Brewster.
No, I have $6 Million Man.
Ah, do you have the Bionic Woman? I love Lindsay Wagner. Ah, fuck. You know what? I need those, and I need the original Wonder Woman
Original
series.
Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever watch the original Spider-Man series? That was
Oh
pretty
yeah, it's
good.
awful.
Oh, I like it was, but I was a kid and I liked it. So,
Here's another one of my absolute all-time favorite shows.
oh God, yeah. You know what? The big star of that was fucking Face Man, not Mr. T.
Oh no, see, I think the big star was Murdoch.
Well, yeah, Murdoch was big, but fucking I because I was a huge Battlestar Galactica. He was Apollo. He was
Yeah,
fucking
he was. Yeah, they
not
even
not he wasn't Apollo. He was the other guy.
they had a little Easter egg in one of their episodes where they were like at Universal Studios or something, and he walked by a Cylon and did it like a double take.
That was cool. They used to have fucking when I used to go to Universal Studios before they were in Florida. They used to have the fucking where you were going into Battlestar Galactica. You had Cylons
Mm-hmm.
out there with lasers. You go inside, they're shooting you. You're trying to escape. And then at the end, they had that tunnel from the $6 Million Man with Bigfoot, where he's going through that
Mm-hmm.
alien tunnel. That was there. That made me so fucking dizzy. But that was so fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think they still have the tunnel. Battlestar Galactica is gone
Mm-hmm.
now.
Well, that's like when they had the parting of the Red Sea from the Ten Commandments
They
as
still
well.
have that.
Mm-hmm.
They still have that, and they still have the fucking Mexican town with the flash flood.
Yep.
And they just used that set from one of the newer Quantum Leaps.
Okay.
Yeah, they were hiding under the flash flood. I go, that's Universal Studios, guys. You can't get me on that one. It's like they use that in they use that in Fletch Lives too.
Mm.
You ever saw that? Fletch? You ever watch Fletch?
Mm-mm. No, I know the name though.
You should watch the original Fletch. Fletch 2 is okay. Fletch 1 is amazing. Any Chevy Chase movie is really good. Funny Farm, seems like old times, the Goldie Hawn. Really good stuff. The one he did with Gregory Hines about the air traffic controllers, they're doing cocaine, they're fucking all stressed. That's a good movie. I can't remember the name, but Ian Wadley's fucking motherfucker. I know that movie. But fucking thank you, Joseph, for coming on the after show, man. It's always a pleasure to have you on the audio or the video, man. I appreciate you. And I'm just gonna ask you, Al Horta is doing a guest pick on BS this week.
Mm-hmm.
He just gave it to me today, and I want you on there. I felt bad you weren't on the Zeppelin episode. Thought you would have been perfect for that. Let's see. What did Al Horta tell me? He was thinking we should do a catalog battle between Ozzy and Dio. We could include the first two Dio Sabbath albums and make it a 12 albums against each other.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
So if you want to be on that, you're welcome.
I'll have to check. I think I'll be able to.
All
Sometimes
right.
my Thursdays get a little busy lately, but I think I should be good for that.
Yeah, I felt
What time are you guys doing it?
same time, 6 p.m.,
So
9
9
p.m.
p.m.
Eastern. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you could be on, I felt bad you weren't on the Zeppelin. I wanted you on it so bad, dude.
Yeah,
Because
I ended up being pretty busy this past Thursday.
all right, man. But thank you for being on here. Like, share, and subscribe. Also check out Freeform Rock Podcast on iTunes, Podchaser, wherever you get your podcasts, except Spotify, because I don't trust that bitch. And man, check out our podcast partners, Rock All Over You Podcast, Black Spinner Podcast, freaking Three Shots Down, Jerry. Check out all our brother Decibel Geek. How
Yeah.
could I forget Decibel Geek? Check out all those podcasts. I love them all, and I'm always here for everybody. If you need me, I'm here to help you, man. Later, Joseph. Thank you for being on here, man. You
See
rule.
ya. You
Later,
as
man.
well.